Hi, this is Carrie from Scrapyard Chicks, and I just wanted to show you what our project is for the week. And it is this really cute little birdhouse box. This is a project that I designed about a year ago for a little promo thing we were doing for a store that I worked at. And so I've saved this pattern, and I thought it would be a really fun one to do this week. So the way this works is in the tutorial, if you're a subscriber, we go through the directions of how to make one of these great spiral flowers, and then I just use some of the green ribbon for a little leaf here, and it's got a little hole punched out. And then with this particular birdhouse, you untie the ribbon and then lift off the roof, which is this cute corrugated pattern paper. And then inside of the box is a great little accordion album, and it's got this little punch out. This is Home Tweet Home, and I just use some really pretty spring papers. You could kind of just use whatever you want. So if you're a subscriber, stay tuned. It does include the template to cut this out, and we actually will also have kits of this project available on our website. And this is one of those great ones where we can include the shipping cost with the cost of the kit. It makes it really affordable if you wanted to buy this to make on your own. So anyway, so this is our little project for the week, our little Home Tweet Home birdhouse box. Thanks, and I hope you visit us at scrapyardchicks.com. Hi. Okay, we are going to start with our birdhouse. So what you want to do is there's a template included with your project this week, and you want to go ahead and print that out. Now you can kind of see from my template that some of the lines don't go all the way to the edge. That just has to do with the printer and the way that the printer works. So what you want to do, if that's the case, is you will want to extend those lines out. So what you want to start with is you want to go ahead and cut your paper 8.5 by 8.5, because this is an 8.5 square. That just makes it a lot easier. Then what you're going to do is you're going to lay that template down over your paper. And you can kind of see I'm actually going to lay my cutout one over my template. So it goes right up into the corner like this. And see how slick that is? And that way you can just use those, the edges of your paper as your guidelines. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and cut that out all around the solid lines. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to score it on those dashed lines. And then I also punched out a hole for the birdhouse. So what I did with that is I used a 1.5 inch hole punch, and I basically just reached in. Okay, so you reach your punch in, and you're just going to punch out that 1.5 inch hole like that. So now what we've got is we've got all of our pieces. We've got our piece all cut out. Our edges are all scored. We've got those folded in. Then you can just go ahead and you can apply adhesive along those flaps. And we're just going to go ahead and close up the box. It's a really simple construction for this. This is a pattern that I made last year when I was doing, when I was teaching at one of the local stores, and I made this pattern. It was a giveaway project for their anniversary sale. And so this is just one that I actually created. I wanted a really simple one. I've seen some cute ones with bowed out sides, but it was just way too much work, and I wanted one that I could actually do like a little gift card album or something in. So once you go ahead and you do your flaps, you've got it all put together like this, and then what you want to do is you want to punch a hole on each side, and what we're going to do is we're going to thread some ribbon through that. Okay, sorry about that. So go ahead and punch a hole in each side just using a regular hole punch, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take a foot of ribbon, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to thread it through the holes, and we're just going to adhere it inside like that. And that's going to actually, it's going to go over top of our roof, and it's going to create our ties. So, can't get it to stay. So, you're just going to go ahead and thread that through and just secure that with a little bit of adhesive, and you're going to do that on each side. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the roof. The roof is just a 4x6 piece of any kind of pattern paper, cardstock, whatever you want to do. And then what I did is I ran it through a corrugator, which is, you know, this old school kind of tool like this, just to kind of give it some fun texture. And then I edged it with a pair of scallop scissors, punched, and then you just can go ahead and fold that in half. That's going to go right on top like this. And you can go ahead and you can punch holes on each side of that one as well. So let me just secure my ribbon down with some adhesive real quick. Excuse me, I didn't mean to reach in front there. And of course I can... Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to use a glue dot to secure the end of my ribbon down inside of my box. Just just kind of push that down into it. You could use liquid glue if you wanted to. And then what you're going to do is do the same thing on the other side. And the ribbon actually adds a really fun element to this project when it's all done. So that's how that's going to look. You're just going to go ahead and secure those ends inside like that. And then with your roof, what you're going to do is you can just feed the ends of the ribbon then through those little holes that are in your roof panels. Like this. Like I said, this is a super simple construction on this. We're going to do one other really fun element to this. And then that just ties on top of your project. Now, isn't that just the cutest thing? Okay, so we're going to do another little something, and that is I wanted to do a little flower to put right below the little hole, kind of like the perch. And this is one of those really fun spiral flowers. So what I did is one of them I cut with scallop scissors and one of them I cut plain. I'm just going to show you quickly how we're going to do this flower. This is a great technique. We're going to start out with a piece of paper that's 4 inches square. Now, obviously, you're not going to draw your line on this with a big black thick marker like this. But I just usually use a pencil, and then I can go back and I can erase my lines. But just for illustration, I want to just show you kind of what it looks like. The trick with this is you want this this spiral to stay about the same width. That's what's going to make your flower come out pretty much uniform. So then what you can do is just take a pair of scissors and you're just going to cut all along the edges of that spiral. Just keep cutting in. Like I said, if you've done this with pencil, then you can just go back and you can erase those lines. Just go ahead and cut all the way in. Now what you've got then, if you've got this kind of weird, thing hanging off, so just trim that off like that. And then what I usually do is I just kind of round that edge off. So you end up with a piece that looks like this. Now what you're going to do, if you want, this rose was done just like this, with this side up. If you want it with the darker side, because this is a double-sided, then you want to roll it with that side in. That's just the only difference. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to start. This is so simple. Don't make this harder than it has to be. You're just going to go ahead and fold down that beginning. And you are just going to roll this. Don't worry if your roll seems really tight. Just keep rolling. So you're just going to keep rolling all along that spiral. That's why it's nice if it's all kind of the same width. It just makes it come out a little bit nicer. You're going to just keep going. You start at the outside. You're going to keep going until you get to the center. Then when you get to here, what you want to do is you just kind of want to let that kind of go in your hand and kind of open up, and that's what's going to create that beautiful spirally flower like that. And so then what you've got is you've got this little end thing, and that's just going to kind of tuck behind, and that's going to be sort of the flower base. So what I do next is I lift this up, and I'm just going to put liquid glue in a big puddle all around there, and then I'm just going to press that center of my spiral flower down until it dries. You could also use hot glue for this if you're impatient and you want to get it done. I wouldn't recommend like glue dots or something because you really need something that's really going to hold those little edges of those petals. Another thing that you can do is you can go through and you can actually fold back the edges of your spiral, and that gives you another dimension when you're rolling that flower. So anyway, so this one I did with just straight scissors, and you can see the difference of this one I made with the scallop scissors. Around just kind of the different way that they look on the edges. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flower and I'm going to glue it right onto the front of my little box like this, and that's just going to create a great little extra dimension. Then I'm going to take the ends of my ribbon and I'm just going to do a couple little pretty leaves around that. And then for the inside of our box, I'll be back in a minute to show you what we're going to do with that. We're just going to do a real simple little accordion in there. And then this is just a great little gift. You could use it as, I've used it for gift cards before. You could do a great little spring, little Easter album or something in there, a little friend album. There's just all kinds of different options for this. So I'll be back to show you how to put together that little accordion. Okay, so I'm back. We've got our little project all finished. So I put my little rose on the front and I just did a little ribbon loop here for a little leaf. I've got my roof tied on top. How cute does that look with that pretty green ribbon? So then inside the box, if you just untie this and then the roof just lifts off, What I did is just a simple little accordion book. I included this little printout for you. You can punch this out with a 1.5 inch circle punch, and then I just used like a scallop circle and my scallop scissors, and I just did a really simple little accordion book. It's 2.5, the strips are 2.5 by 4, and then you, I'm sorry, no, 2.5 by 12, and you score it at 4, and then you just join 2 of them together to make one long strip. And it just fits inside of the box like this, and then that shows through the little window. It's just really cute. So that is basically our fun project for this week, and I hope you enjoy it, and I think this would be really cute. I've done this, like I said, for a housewarming gift. It'd be really cute, you know, for a baby shower or something, or a bridal shower. You could do some gift cards in there. So it's just a really cute and fun little project, and I will see you again next week. Thanks.